Covert narcissism, when you started wanting your life back. Have you ever reached the point where you no longer only want answers? You want your life back? Not revenge, not obsession, not one more explanation that keeps you emotionally circling the same wound. You want peace. You want clarity. You want the version of yourself that existed before the attachment turns survival into your daily emotional state. At first, recovery feels confusing because the nervous system still reaches toward what hurt it, still remembers the warmth, still questions the decision, still wonders whether leaving the cycle means losing something irreplaceable. But slowly another desire begins forming underneath the grief. You stop wanting the relationship to finally become safe. You start wanting yourself to become safe again. And that shift matters because trauma bonds keep people trapped by making the attachment feel larger than their own future. Love should not make your future feel smaller than your attachment, but eventually it can. Especially after repeated cycles of emotional withdrawal, intermittent warmth, guilt, confusion, hope, temporary relief, and back around again, have traveled the nervous system to keep returning to the same emotional prison. And that's where recovery begins changing direction. The question's no longer will they finally understand. It becomes what part of my life is still waiting for me outside the conditioning. And that question opens something, not instantly, but enough. Because healing is not only leaving pain, it is recovering the ability to imagine a life not organized around it. And maybe freedom begins quietly, the moment you stop measuring progress by whether you still miss them, and start measuring it by whether you are finally returning to yourself. Because your life was never meant to remain suspended around someone else's emotional instability. And at the same point, survival has to end, and living has to begin again.